Why, hi there, I'm Ron Juckett, and welcome to the Sunday Special from Retro Sports Network. Every once in a while, we're going to do something a little bit unique. Do a replay of a fight or a round of golf, maybe some bowling. But today I wanted to do something special for Brent Musburger's last week, which, if you're watching this Sunday, or will be his last game, I believe, is Tuesday night, the 31st of January. After a tremendous career, an absolutely unbelievable career, where he spent 22 years at CBS, either at the radio side or on television, or the last 27 years at ABC and ESPN. To try to pin down Musburger into one sport would be like trying to put a square peg into a round hole. You just can't do it. At CBS, he started off at WBBM in Chicago and was their anchor there, and moved nationally in 1963, or 73 rather, to calling football games for the network. And then, of course, most of us knew him of a certain age as the host of the NFL Today. He's the one that really put the show on the map, with Phyllis George or Jane Kennedy, depending on the year, along with Jimmy the Greek and Irv Cross. It was a half-hour television that set the whole day, and it was so unique. Now, I was an NBC person for most of those years because Brent was obnoxious. If you watched any sport on CBS, Brent was there. He did it all. He did every blessed sport they had, from host of the NFL Today to host of the Masters. He called NBA games, or was host of that as well. He was the host at the U.S. Open tennis. He ended up either as the host of the college football coverage when CBS acquired that in 1982, and then went and called the games, and eventually became the lead broadcaster on their college basketball coverage, which is what we're going to focus on this special video, is a college basketball game that he and Billy Packer did in 1987. Now, this is a simulation of it. We don't know what's going to happen. This is a homebrew season. I'll get to that in a minute. And then Musburger was supposed to be on CBS's ill-fated baseball coverage from 1990, but he wanted too much money and got canned. And so he went to ABC and spent 27 years with them and ESPN as either the number 2 or number 1 college football announcer until the last few years. And he was demoted to the SEC network to work with Jesse Palmer. He called the Sugar Bowl this past year. Musburger was an acquired taste. The man was brilliant, or is brilliant. If you've ever seen the iconic shot of Joe Namath before Super Bowl III, lounging around the pool, joking with reporters and guaranteeing that he would win that iconic Super Bowl, Musburger's in that picture. If you look at on the left side, I believe he is in a blue polo shirt with a short 60s haircut and sunglasses. That's Brent Musburger. In the day and age of 3 or even 13 channels, which is what a lot of us had in the 80s, Musburger was just on every week. And he was aggressive, he was in your face, he was unapologetic, and apparently he took direction really well, which is essential when you're doing a live broadcast. And Musburger was on everything. Everything. So if you didn't like him, then you really didn't like CBS. He mellowed a bit over the years with his time at ABC, and he and Dick Vermeil were a very good match for college football in the early part of the decade. But he did a lot for ABC too. He took over for Jim McKay and their golf coverage, which was He hosted the Indy 500, which was interesting, but Musburger also hosted the World's Strongest Man program on the old CBS Sports Spectacular. What else did he do for ABC? He did everything for ABC. He did the Little League World Series. He just did it all. And at 77 years old, God bless him, if he wants to go and take some of his expertise in a sports handicapping, well, let him. All right, so what you're about to see is a full game of basketball simulated by me. It's called Action PC Basketball. I don't think it gives as good of a visual presentation as what we do with the baseball and the football games, which is why I haven't done one yet. You're going to notice that the basketball court use is for the Indiana Pacers, because we're going to replay the 1987 NCAA championship game between, it's heartbreaking for my buddy, let me tell you, the Syracuse Orangemen and the Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana, of course, won this game on a last second or a jumper from Keith Smart with 5 seconds to go. So these Sunday special things, these kind of one-offs, are going to be a full long video. Won't break this up into parts. When I came up with the idea of doing something for basketball, it was, okay, I'll do it in quarters. But for this will be the full 40-minute games. This will be a feature-length movie-long video. Don't feel like you got to watch all of it at once. I did a dry run of the teams, and the offenses seem a little hot. So I changed one of the settings. Hopefully this does not end up to be one of those 102, 101 games. Hopefully it's a good game. Haven't played it yet. So for your pleasure on this Sunday, to honor Brent Musburger, my goodness, you could just do, as far as famous games go, well, it's, several national championship games in college football. He called the Doug Flutie Hail Mary game against Miami that cemented Flutie as a legend. It's just endless. It's just endless. The man hosted NASCAR races, for crying out loud, for ABC and ESPN. All right, so the game we're about to present to you is that national championship game. It really was at the Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans. It was the third time that the game had been in a dome, and the second time in New Orleans. The first one was '82, the infamous game, or famous game, that the Georgetown lost in the final minute because downtown Freddie Pound passed the ball to the wrong team. Or the right team, depending on who you root for. So I don't know how well this is going to come out. This is really going to be much more of a radio-type call than even what we had before. So be patient. And remember just how good Brent Musburger was. So when we come back, it'll be the NCAA National Championship game between the Syracuse Orangemen and Indiana Hoosiers. I hope I had the date right, because I have penciled this in for April 6th, Monday night, April 6th, 1987. Enjoy. This is the 86-87 season from the Superdome in New Orleans. This will be the national championship game between the Syracuse Orangemen and Indiana Pacers. Now, there's a shot clock here, 45 seconds. It's the first year of the shot clock. It's the first year of the three-point line in college basketball. And if you look around, let me get off the exhibition thing here. If you look around at some of these names as far as programs are concerned, my goodness, look at this currently. David Robinson finished second. Danny Manning from Kansas, who would play a big role in the '88 championship, was fifth. Reggie Lewis from Northeastern is 7th. Reggie Miller from UCLA is 11th. Steve Alford, who you're about to see, is 13th. There's Dan Marlin. There's Basketball Hall of Famers from as far as I can see. Billy Donovan, who somehow Providence made it to the Final Four. I don't know why I'm looking at the camera, because it's not on. Providence was a surprise Final Four team. He's 21st. Rebounds, Robinson 2nd. Harvey Grant 4th. Assists, Avery Johnson, Mark Wade. Steals, Dwayne Washington, and David Robinson with blocks. It's just a tremendous amount of talent, and so hopefully this is something we will enjoy. All right, let's meet these two teams. That starting point guard for Syracuse will be Sherman Douglas. He averaged 7.6 assists per game. Greg Monroe is the other guard. He's a shooting guard. The forwards, Derek Coleman and Howard Treich, are your power and small forwards, and Ronnie Cycli is your starting center. Rodney Walker, Stephen Thompson, Derek Brower, and Herman Harried are the bench, and hopefully we won't see a lot of them. For the Indiana Hoosiers. Oh, by the way, Jim Boeheim still was the coach of the Syracuse Orangemen way back then. For the Hoosiers, Bobby Knight is the head coach. And their starting five, the guards, are going to be Steve Alford and Keith Smart. Keith Smart, of course, hit the game winner. Steve Alford, now coach, I believe, at UCLA. Did not have a great pro career, a great college coach. The forwards for Indiana, Darryl Thomas and Ricky Callaway. And Dean Garrett is your starting center. So with all that, let's get to it. I'm playing both the offenses. The computer will coach both the defenses. I will be doing all the subbing. It is on a neutral court. The Hoosiers are favored by 1. All right, so the starting lineups on the floor will be introduced by the computer momentarily. These were homebrew season, and I wish I could tell. 4686. Oh well, who it was that actually put these together? But they are an amazing job of trying to reproduce a lot of series of basketball. So, from the Superdome, let's go down to the floor for the starting lineups.
Here are today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Syracuse Orangemen 31-7, at guard, 6 feet, number 20, Sherman, Douglas, at the other guard, 6'3", number 11, Greg, Monroe, at forward, 6'5", number 25, Howard, Treach, at the other forward, 6'9", number 44, Derek, Coleman, and at center, 6'10", number 4, Ronnie, Cycli. Syracuse is coached by Jim Boeheim, and now for your Indiana Hoosiers 30-4, at guard, 6'1", number 23, Keith, Smart, at the other guard, 6'2", number 12, Steve, Alford, at forward, 6'6", number 20, Ricky, Callaway, at the other forward, 6'7", number 24, Daryl, Thomas, and at center, 6'10", number 8, Dean, Garrett. Indiana is coached by Bob Knight.
And the game crashed. I think. No, we're ready to go. And Syracuse has won the tip. They had the ball first. So the possession arrow rule is in effect. Indiana will have that here in the first half. Syracuse working it from right to left. They are in the orange background with blue players. And so that's how this one starts. Indiana in white with red letters. And Indiana starts in the man-to-man. And we're going to go outside of Monroe is the call. Douglas looking to pass it. Over to Monroe on the outside. Finger roll out the glass and in. So that's how this one starts. Indiana basketball. They are working it left to right across the thing. Keith Smart dribbles it up. Going to go inside to Garrett. Smart in the low post. And Garrett slams it home. So 2-2 the score. Douglas and Coleman. You see the 3 stars there. That's who's open. So it's an outside shot. Let's pass. And so we do. Monroe has the ball. 37 seconds left on the shot clock. No one really open. He will drive it himself. Let's see what happens. Monroe on the perimeter. He drives. He barrels into Alford. No call. No call. And it's a rebound by Thomas. So here come the Hoosiers with it. 19-20 first half. 2-2. Thomas is open on the inside. And the low post, backing up on Coleman, shoots a jumper, no good, but Cycli with the foul, and Thomas will shoot 2. Thomas is 78% free throw shooter on the real season. First one is up, and it's good. So 3-2 Indiana, just the start of things here. Second one from Thomas is good. So Syracuse will inbound the ball. And they have it. Let's see. Cycling, I think, will try on the inside. That's the call. Douglas on the wing. Fantastic pass to Cycling, and he shoots and scores. So 4-4 the score. First minute into the ball game. Going to go Alford outside is the call from Knight. And he lays it up and in. Drove it in. 18:43 to go. 6-4 Indiana. Both offenses are red hot. Douglas doesn't like what he sees, so they set it up. It'll be another pass. They doesn't like that either. Cycli has it. He'll shoot with 29 on the clock. And he's fouled by Dean Garrett. First for Garrett. First team foul on Indiana. And so it's a non-shooting foul. They'll inbound it with 24 to go on the 45-second clock. Everybody's happy. Trish inbounds it for Syracuse to Douglas. Sherman Douglas will shoot from outside. Gives it to Coleman. Back over to Douglas from the foul line. Jumper, no. But Thomas was called for the foul. That's the second foul on Indiana. And it's a non-shooting foul. So Syracuse will inbound again. 19 seconds to go on the shot clock. They trail by 2. Trish inbounds it. And it'll be an outside shot by Douglas is the call. Top the key. He drives, and it's a steal by Thomas. And Indiana will run the break. They'll run the break. Smart to Thomas. Back over to Keith Smart. Lays it up and in. So Syracuse has it. They trail 8-4. First 2 minutes in. And they'll let it play for a minute. Monroe's going to go on a drive. Monroe inside the tree. Shoots a jumper. It's good. The audible. And it's now 8-6 Indiana. Oh, goodness. Everyone's open. Syracuse going man-to-man. Thomas inside is the call. The ball is loose. He gets it back. Shoots a jumper. He's got it. So Indiana is 4 for 4 from the floor to start. Syracuse is 3 for 4. All right. Syracuse has it. Their half of the court. And they're going to want to slow this down. Pass Monroe to Douglas. And again, it's away from him out of bounds. It's the Indiana basketball. And no one needs to be subbed out for foul trouble or fatigue. And so, boy, Indiana's got a ton of people open. Let's go to Dean Garrett inside. Smart to Callaway outside. Passes it inside to Garrett. Lays it up and in. So it's 12-6 Indiana. 17-25 first half. Trish on the outside is the call. Douglas to Trish on the baseline. He dives and he's not. It's no good. And Thomas with the rebound. No foul called. Trish wanted it. So Indiana will set it up again. And they will run some clock. Alfred will drive it. He picks and rolls with Garrett. And Coleman tries to block it. Alfred jumps over him and makes the basket. 14-6 Indiana very early on. Syracuse wants to set up the smart play. But they're going to run it anyway. Douglas to Monroe. Tries to pass. Douglas from the key. No good, but he's fouled by Smart. So that's the third foul on Indiana, and Douglas is going to shoot 2. Again, nobody's in fatigue trouble or foul trouble. Fouls are 3-1 in favor of Indiana. Douglas, a 74% shooter, hits the first. So it's 14-7. Gets ready for the second and hits them both. So it's a 6-point game, 14-8. Indiana to inbound. And they will start to run some time off the clock. Smart will shoot from outside on the left wing. Jumper, no good. Rebound out of bounds. So it'll be Syracuse ball. 16:34 to play first half. They trail by 6. So Syracuse will pass it around. Coleman has it at the moment. He'll pass it. Now they're going to run a play. Coleman shoots the jumper, can get the foul. Smart has the rebound, and Indiana will walk it up the floor. Thomas has it. He'll take the inside jumper. Up the middle, he lays it up, but no good. But Coleman is tripped. So a foul for Syracuse. Thomas to the line. 16:09 to go, first half. And again, no one in foul trouble, no one with fatigue trouble. Thomas misses the first. He averaged 15 a game for the Hoosiers. They lead 14-8 early on. Second attempt from Thomas is off the rim, and the rebound is Derek Coleman. So there'll be a little quick pass here to Cycli. That's the call anyway. Douglas, pick and roll with Cycli. Inside, the layup, no good. But Dean Garrett gets called for the foul. That's his second. So that's big for Indiana, as Garrett's going to have to go to the bench with 2 fouls. So Cycli, average 15 on the year, hits the first. And Indiana will have to make their first sub of the game. Garrett out with 2 fouls. Meyer will come in. Todd Meyer averaged 7 minutes a game in real life. Cycley's second attempt is no good. Rebound is by Smart, and Indiana will set it up again. They'll slow it down. Thomas will run the play. Gets inside, and he's got to call timeout. So timeout by Indiana, 15:41 first half. They lead 14-9. No changes for either team. And Callaway gets the ball in bounds to Smart. 29 on the clock. And they'll run a play. Smart outside. Rises from 15. Hits the jumper. Alford gets the assist, and the Hoosiers lead by 7. Syracuse sets it up. Coleman inside. He'll shoot. Post up, pivots, unloads, and off the glass is no good, but Thomas with a foul. That's his second. So Indiana is in some major trouble here. They have 2 people with 2 fouls. Coleman, a 68% free throw shooter. Puts up the first, and it's good. So it's 16-10. The entire Orangemen starting lineup has scored. Steve Ireland for Daryl Thomas. Both have 2. Thomas and Garrett have 2 fouls apiece. The Hoosiers have committed 5. They're 2 away from the bonus already. Second free throw from Coleman is good. So he hits them both. 16-11 now, Indiana. And they'll have the ball. Oh, it's immediate timeout. Timeout, says CBS, and it's charged to Indiana. All right. So with 15:23 to go, that's the first timeout. Isle will inbound the ball, full shot clock, and again, no one needs to come out for fatigue. Indiana 7 from 8 from the floor. Syracuse 3 for 6. And Isle will inbound the ball, and they're going to pass it. I don't like it. Callaway inside. That's not a good combination. They keep moving the ball around. Alford now will drive. Alford outside, drives the basket. Cycley tries to block it. He does, and he gets the rebound. So good play by Syracuse there. And they'll work it inside to Cycley quickly. He posts up against Meyer. Spins, shoots, no, but Meyer fouls him, and so Cycley will get 2 foul shots. And the first one from Ronnie is no good. So the score remains 16-11, 14-34. First half, no changes for anybody. Cycley's second is good. So the Orangemen are 6 for 8 on the evening from the free throw line. Indiana will move the ball around. Smart has it. He'll shoot from the outside, top of the key, and he has to call time. So Indiana's already down to 4 timeouts. The pressure defense for Syracuse is working, even though the scoreboard says 16-12. Bobby Knight not happy. Isle will inbound, 23 on the clock. Again, they'll pass to set it up. Isle, that's not a good matchup. And 1 second left. Someone's got to shoot it. Alford with the shot clock going down, and he hits the jumper. Isle with the assist to Syracuse ball, 18-12 Indiana. Douglas from the outside is the call. Passes to Treese, back to Douglas, hits the jumper. No, but Smart gets him on the hand. That's Keith's second, and Indiana will have to make yet another substitution. Syracuse, with 13:38 to go in the half, is already in the bonus. Douglas has 2 tonight and 2 assists. First from Douglas, circles the rim, and it won't stay down, so it's a miss. Tony Freeman comes in for Indiana. They lead by 6. No other changes. Second one from Douglas is good. So it's a 5-point game now, 13:38 to go. And Indiana will slow it down. Callaway with it. He'll shoot. Outside, ball's on the floor, gets it back, drives, but it's going to be an offensive charge on Callaway. So that's the 8th foul on Indiana. First on from Callaway, and Syracuse will have it. And they're going to work it to cycling inside is going to be the play call. Douglas to Monroe, to cycling in traffic. He rises, he misses, but Alford with the foul. That's his first. Again, 2-shot foul here for Cycling. And Syracuse has now attempted 10 from the floor. First from Cycling is good. So he's got 5 so far tonight. No changes from anybody. Cycling tries the second and makes the second. So Indiana basketball, 13 minutes to go in the first half. Syracuse is coming back at the line. It's now 18-15. Indiana has it. They'll keep the pace slow. Callaway will drive. That's the call. On the baseline, drives, lays it up and in. That's the first 2 from him tonight. Meyer with a dish. 20-15 Indiana. Bobby Knight barking signals. Sherman Douglas calls his own number for Syracuse. He drives, but there's a steal by Alford. They have a 3-on-1 break. It will be Alford, but Douglas steals it right back. Syracuse will slow it down. Knowing the TV timeout is coming, Monroe will shoot. Syracuse sets it up. Monroe, the jumper, he hits the jumper, 20-17. Again, Indiana tries to keep it slow. Meyer tries to pass outside, hits the jumper, and no, it's foul on Cycling. That's his second, so he's going to have to sit. Third team foul for Syracuse. 11:41. I'm surprised that's not the media timeout. So Stephen Thompson goes in for Treese at the small forward. And Rodney Walker will come in for Cycling. So first subs of the game. Callaway probably will come out the next time. So 11:41 to go in the half. Isle to inbound it for Indiana. Play is set for Callaway. Outside, he collides with Coleman and misses the shot, but Coleman commits the foul. That's the 4th on Syracuse, and Coleman's going to have to come out. Callaway was 2 points tonight, averaged 12 on the year, knocks down the first. Herman Herring will come in as the power forward. And Matt Rowe will spell Douglas. So Monroe was the lone Syracuse starter on the floor. Douglas and Trish are just taking a spell. Cycli and Coleman sit in foul trouble. Second one from Callaway is good. So the Hoosiers' lead is now 5, 22-17. And so immediate time at CBS says timeout. 11:32 to go in the first half. It's 22-17 Indiana. So Freeman, Alford, Callaway, Isle, and Meyer on the floor for the Hoosiers. Rowe, Monroe, Thompson, Harrod, and Walker on the floor for Syracuse. Syracuse ball. Harrod inbounds it. And the play will be for Harrod inside in the lane, but he drops it out of bounds, and so it'll be Indiana basketball. And Mr. Knight wants to bring in K. Smith. Or Cray Smith. And Magnus Pulowski will be the center for Indiana. So Indiana has it for fresh shot clock. They will pass it. Callaway has it. Callaway will try the jumper along the baseline. No good. But Harrod commits the foul, and so Callaway will shoot two. Callaway is 4 on the floor tonight, and he misses the first. No changes right now for Syracuse or Indiana. Second one from Callaway is good. So 23-17 Indiana. About halfway through the first half, 10:54 to go. Syracuse will slow it down. Monroe has the basketball. He will run a play outside. With a jumper, no. Isle with the rebound. Indiana runs transition. Freeman to Pulowski over to Isle, and he slams it down to give him an 8-point lead. So the Hoosiers are shooting 10 of 12 from the floor. They're just on fire. And so Syracuse will slow it down. It'll be Rowe from the outside. The point guard, jumper, no. Freeman with the defense. Callaway has it. Loose ball foul. It's on Callaway, and that's his second. So it's a 1-and-1 for Syracuse. That's the 10th team foul from Indiana. Key Smith, Steve Alford, and Brian Sloan come in the ballgame. As Harrod will shoot the 1-and-1. No changes for Syracuse. Harrod, a 43% free throw shooter. And he misses the front of the 1-on-1. And the ball goes out of bounds. It's Indiana ball. I'm going to give Monroe a break here. Stephen Thompson moves to the small guard, shooting guard. Keith Hughes comes in as the small forward. So as Indiana has the ball, it'll be Rowe, Thompson, Hughes, Harrod, and Walker for Syracuse. Freeman, Alford, K. Smith, and Sloan and Pulowski for the Hoosiers. We'll lead this 25-17, 10:19 to go first half. Pulowski inside is the call. He lays it up and can't get to foul. Harrod with the rebound. Syracuse runs in transition. Outlet to Walker below over to Hughes, and he dunks. No, he misses a dunk. But Freeman draws commits the foul, and so Hughes will shoot 2. He averages 1.9 points a game. So, it's a double bonus now for the Orangemen. And Syracuse will shoot 2 the rest of the way. Hughes hits the first. 25-18. Second one coming, and it's good. He hits them both. So 25-19. Indiana with the lead. And they continue to run some clock. Alford with it. And he will drive. Alford takes it to the rim, lays it up off the front. Oh, but Hughes commits the foul, and so Alford will shoot 2. 89% free throw shooter. Hits the first. He's got 7 tonight. No changes for anybody. Alford hits them both, and so Syracuse now trails 27-19. And they'll slow it down. Rowe passes it one more time. Now to Hughes. He doesn't want it, but they're going to run the play anyway. Outside is Hughes. Shoots the jumper. It's good. So with 9:14 to go, it's 27-21. Indiana changes the tempo. Pass to Alford, back to Freeman. Outside to Alford. He drives to Pulaski, who hits the jumper. So Alford with the assist. Pulaski with the points, and we're under 9 minutes to go. 29-21. Thompson has the ball as Syracuse tries to work the clock. He will drive. Moving on the wing. Baseline. He rolls into Alford, and he's fouled by Alford, who will go to the bench himself. So Syracuse draws the foul, and Thompson will shoot 2. A 53% free throw shooter. He hits the first. 29-22. Indiana gonna have to start playing people with 2 fouls. The entire starting lineup for the Hoosiers has 2. So Smart comes back in for Freeman. No other changes right now. Thompson for the second one. Off the rim, and the rebound is snagged by Hughes. Syracuse keeps it. They'll pass it out with a fresh clock and restart. No one there with a good option. Harried. Will pass, but he's going to run the play. He will strip by Smith. So here comes Indiana on the break. 3-on-4 to Smith for 3. No good, but Harried commits the foul, and Smith will get 3 free throws. First one from Smith. No. So the Hoosiers are 7-11 from the line. Syracuse 12-17. Second one from Smith is good. So it's 30-22. Starting 5 from Syracuse come in. Remember, Coleman and Cycli have 2 fouls. Smith hits the 2 of 3, so it'll be Syracuse ball. 31-22 Indiana, 8:19 to go first half. And they will slow it down. It'll be Douglas with the ball, and Sherman Douglas is going to drive it. Drives the baseline. Pulaski cuts him off, and it's off the rim, ripped down by Coleman, and Syracuse will have Coleman shoot. Tips it back up, and it's in. So 31-24 Indiana. Indiana will slow it down, or try to. Pulaski over to Smart. Sets his feet and fires, and he hits the jumper. 33-24. Cycli inside is the call. Douglas to Coleman. Into Cycli. He works around Pulaski. Kisses the glass. No! But he gets his own rebound. The tip. It's good. So 8 for Ronnie Cycli. Keith Smart calls his own number. Back to Smart from Cray Smith. He open jumper, no, but Douglas commits the foul, and Smart goes to the line with 7:19 to go. First one from Smart is good, so it's a 8-point game. And Indiana will bring in all their starters. Everyone on the Hoosiers has 2 fouls. Second one from Smart is good. So he has 8 tonight. Bonus for Indiana, and Syracuse has the double bonus. They inbound the basketball, and we get the under 8-minute timeout. 7:19 to go in the first half. Good time for me to stop and get a drink. It is Indiana 35, Syracuse 26. So Syracuse will inbound here. Treesh will inbound it, and they'll set up a play here. They'll pass it. Monroe passes again. This time it's Cycli from the outside. He will pass. And, he's going to try to get 15-footer. It misses. Coleman with a rebound. Syracuse will tap it. Coleman with a shot. Lays it up, in and out. Bounces out of bounds. It will be Indiana basketball. 6:57 to go. This has been more offensive than I expected it to be. I think the final score of the real game was 73-71. Indiana leads by 9. And the reason, they're shooting 80% from the floor. Syracuse 43.8. And Indiana sets it up. Smart will shoot from the outside. And over Douglas, and it is in and out. Cycli with the rebound. Syracuse has numbers, 3-on-2. Douglas to Cycli, back to Douglas. Shoots off the rim, rebound is loose. Smart has it. Indiana will walk it up the floor. It's Garrett. Going to shoot from inside. Garrett in the paint. And Garrett commits his third. He pushed off. So Syracuse gets the ball back. So Meyer and Pulowski are going to have to finish this first half for Indiana. You can't bring Garrett back out on the floor with 3 fouls. Bobby Knight is giving the refs 17 earfuls. Of course, he'd do that anyway, even if he was happy, but he is really working those refs hard. Syracuse, Douglas on the outside. He'll try to drive. Takes it to the rim. Meyer with the defense. Douglas makes the basket. That's 5 for him tonight. Treesh with the assist. Indiana works it across. Smart. He will try to drive. Tacks the rim. Finds Thomas. Pump fake. Thomas with the rebound. But Coleman commits the foul, and that's his third. His half is done. So Thomas will shoot 2. And the first one is good. So that's his 5th point of the night. So Derek Coleman's half is done. Rodney Walker will play power forward for the rest of the half, or at least part of it. Coleman sits on the bench with 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 fouls. Garrett sits on the bench. He's only played 5 minutes tonight with 4 points and 3 fouls. Thomas' second free throw is good. So the Hoosiers now lead by 9 again, 37-28. So Cycli has it inside. He'll shoot. And he dunks it. Douglas with a give and go. So it's 37-30, 5:48 to go. Alford has the ball. Alford's going to drive. The basket finds Callaway, who hits the jumper. Alford with the assist. 39-30 Indiana. Pass play is there. Again, Cycli. He will pass. Cycli has it outside. Passes again. Nope, they're going to run the play. He's going to shoot the jumper, and it's in and out. Callaway with the rebound. Indiana has numbers, 4-on-4. Callaway, Cycli reaches in with the steal. 4-on-2 the other way for the Orangemen. Syracuse to Triche. Lays it up and in. 39-32, 5:09 to go. Thomas with the ball for Indiana. He will shoot inside. Jumper good. 8 points for him. One pass in. Douglas from outside. He will drive. Takes it to the rim. Thomas cuts him off. Douglas misses it. Cycli with the rebound. Cycli tips it up. And no, it's tipped and cleared by Callaway. Indiana ball. They'll run the break. 3-on-4. Indiana to Smart. Jumper. No. Rebound Cycli. Syracuse ball. They'll run the break. Outlet pass to Triche. To Douglas. But he's called for the double dribble. Indiana basketball. 4:34 to go in the half. 41-32. Hoosiers. Syracuse put Stephen Thompson in for Greg Monroe. Everyone else, now we're going to put in Harried in for Rodney Walker. Indiana. Pulaski in for Meyer. No other changes. No one else has committed that third foul yet. So Indiana basketball, it'll be Smart and Alford in the backcourt, Callaway and Thomas in the front court with Pulaski. For Syracuse, it's Douglas and Thompson in the backcourt, Triche and Harry in the front court with Cycli at center. Cycli 10 points, 5 boards on the night. Indiana sets up the play. Thomas will shoot it from the inside the lane. From 10, no good. Rebound is fighting for it. Cycli has it. That's a 6th of the night. Syracuse over to Harried. Harried will not take the shot. Over to Douglas. Douglas with 29 drives from the lane. Thomas cuts him off. The short jumper, no. Harried gets the rebound. Still Syracuse ball. They'll pass it out and start it again. They'll run some clock. Thompson has it. Thompson will drive as we go under 4 minutes. Thomas tries to pick him up. Thompson, no good. Rebound is Cycli. Cycli with the tip. No. Rebound Triche on the outside. And he'll pass, and Syracuse will take the time to set up a good play. 37 on this new clock. Douglas has it. Douglas will drive with it. Douglas to Cycli on the inside. Shoots a jumper off the glass. No good. A rebound Pulaski. That's his first. Indiana has numbers, 4-on-2. Outlet pass to Thomas to Alford, who tries a 3 and hits. First three-pointer of the game goes to Steve Alford, and he has 11 on the night. 44-32 Indiana. 3:28 to go. Helps if I don't spit all over the monitor. Syracuse will work quickly. Douglas outside. Floats to the basket, lays it up, and it's good. Indiana will slow it down. 44-34, 3:10 to go. Smart with the basketball. And they'll pass it around some more. No hurry. You don't want Callaway shooting, but he might. Inside. Jumper. Yes, he's got 9. And Triche with the foul. That's his first. So good going from Indiana. 46-34, 3 minutes to go. So Callaway from the line for 1. He hits, and that's 10 for him tonight. Alford the leading scorer for the Hoosiers. He has 11. Cycli leading scorer for Syracuse with 10. 47-34, all Indiana. They're shooting 72%. And we'll get the under 4 timeout. 3 to go in the half. Sloan is in at center for Indiana. Greg Monroe and Keith Hughes come in for the Orangemen. So Hughes inbounds it for Syracuse. And it's Treesh with the ball. Treesh will drive. On the wing. Goes to the net. Off the glass and in. Cycli with the assist, his first. Indiana basketball, 2:49 and a half. It'll be Callaway with the play. They don't want him shooting it. It's over to Smart, who will shoot from outside. Smart with a jumper. And it's in and out. But Douglas with a foul. That's his second. So Smart will get 2 shots on that one, and everyone's in the double bonus now. Syracuse shooting 41% from the floor. Indiana, 72.7%. Smart is 8 points tonight. 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And his first is good. So he's got 9. No changes for Syracuse. No changes for Indiana. And the free throw is good. He hits them both. So 2:29 to go. It's a 13-point lead for Indiana. Cycli inside is the call. Douglas to Cycli, and he hits. He's got 12 in the half. 2:19 to go. Indiana will slow it down. Smart going to try the outside shot, but he misses with an air ball. Air ball, and it'll be Syracuse ball. 2:05 to go. Syracuse wants a timeout. And we can focus on something for the next minute. And we're going to focus on some defense here for Syracuse. They've just done nothing right. So Syracuse will settle on defense for the next minute or so. We'll go Douglas on the outside jumper. Shoots it, and he has it. 9 for him. 1:59 to go. Indiana sets it up. Smart calls his own number again. Tries the jumper. No good. Rebound Hughes. That's their second. And so Syracuse, with 37 to go on the clock, sets up the play. Douglas will go on the drive. He double dribbles. Indiana basketball, 49-40 Hoosiers, 1:38 to go. No changes. Follows inbounded. Smart. This time it's to Thomas. Thomas will shoot inside. Lays it up. It's good. He's got 10. Callaway with a dish. That's the second of the game. 1:17. It's 51-40. Hughes with the ball. He'll pass it. Hughes again with the ball. He'll pass it. No, he's going to run a play. Hughes inside, but he steps on the line out of bounds. 58 seconds to go. Indiana basketball. They lead by 11. They will pass. Alford with it. He'll drive. 50 seconds to go. Alford drives to the hoop. Lays it up. Off the front of the rim. Callaway with the rebound and passes it back out. 45 seconds left. Shot clock is on. 38 seconds to go. Thomas inside. Backing in. Shoots a jumper and it won't stay down. But Hughes gets called with a foul. And so there'll be 2 shots with 32 seconds left. So Thomas is a 78% free throw shooter. He has 10 points on the day. Alfred has played 18 minutes and 11 points. Cycli has played 16 and has 12. Thomas, the first one, is good. He's got 11. No changes anywhere. Second one from Thomas is good. So 53-40. Shot clock is off. 32 seconds to play, first half. Syracuse will set for the last shot. Monroe. Douglas. Douglas will run the play on the left wing, but he loses it out of bounds. 14 seconds left. Six seconds left. Sloan. They try to pass. If they don't get the shot, they don't care. They do not get the shot, and so at the half, it's Indiana 53, Syracuse 40. Oh, what a first half of basketball. The second half coming right up. All right, so let's go through the box score here. Syracuse 14 for 31 from the field. They've not tried a three-pointer. They haven't even been really open for one. 12 for 17 on the line, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 9 turnovers, 2 steals and a block. Cycli having the best game. He is 12 points. For Indiana, Garrett has only played 5 minutes, 4:54. If Indiana's going to win, they need him on the floor. Steve Alford has sat out 58 seconds. He has 11 points. Daryl Thomas has 12 points. He is the MVP of the game. Syracuse 4 for 6 inside. Indiana 6 for 8. By the way, Indiana is now 65% in the game. On the drive, 4 for 10 for Syracuse, 3 for 5 for Indiana. Syracuse has had 5 offensive rebounds, and they've tipped in 2. On the break, Syracuse is 1 for 2. Indiana is 3 for 4. We've had 1 lead change, 2 ties. On fast break points, 7-2 Indiana. The bench, 6-5 Indiana. Second chance points, 4-0 Syracuse. Syracuse 20, 18 points in the paint. Indiana with their biggest lead of the game at 13. So starting lineups on the floor. Douglas, Monroe, Triche, Coleman, and Cycli for the Orangemen. Indiana, who starts the half with the ball. Smart, Alford in the backcourt. Callaway and Thomas up front with Garrett. Coleman and Garrett had 3 fouls apiece. Indiana working left or right. Syracuse working right to left. We don't change here. And yes, there is a three-point shot, even though it's not the line that you see there. Says we're done with being okay. All right, Indiana sets it up. And they'll take some time off the clock. Garrett will pass it one more time to Thomas. Thomas outside is the call, and Coleman gets in his hands. Rebound Monroe, and it's on Garrett. That's his 4th. It's a loose ball foul. So Bobby Knight is absolutely furious. Magnus Pulaski will come in to play center. 4 on Garrett. He's played 21 seconds and a half. Syracuse, they trail by 13. And they try to set the play they want. Coleman will shoot the inside jumper, and off glass, no good. Rebound is, no, it's a foul on Pulaski, so Coleman's going to get 2 to start the half. Good start for Syracuse. Coleman misses the first one, however. Here's a second from Coleman. He hits the second one. He's got 5 tonight, 53-41. Indiana. And they will slow it down. Smart will call his own shot again. But he commits the offensive foul. That's his 3rd. So Indiana not being very patient with the basketball. Offensive foul. Syracuse. Cycli outside. Wants to pass, but will take the jumper. No, it's fouled by Pulaski. That's his 2nd. That's the team's 4th. So Knight, not a happy camper. 33 on the shot clock. First minute of the second half. Trish inbounds it. Passes to Trish. He will drive with 25 on the shot clock. Takes left and slams it home. And Pulaski commits the foul. That's his third. Bobby Knight is seething on the Superdome sideline. Trish will shoot a foul shot here. .72% free throw shooter. Hits it. He's got 9 tonight. 53-44. 18:52 to go in the game. Alford with the ball. He will drive it himself. Takes it to the rim from 18. Lays it up and in. Thomas with the dish. Syracuse ball. They trail by 11. They don't need to rush. Coleman will shoot from inside. And he hits it. 8. Monroe with the assist. 18:28 to go in the ball game. 55-46 Indiana. Alford gonna pass it to Smart, who will drive. Under 30 on the clock. Drives to the basket. Back out to Alford for the jumper. No. Rebound Trish. Syracuse with numbers. On the break to Cycli to Coleman, and it's a double dribble on Coleman. So turnover for Syracuse. They've had 10 so far tonight. 5 for Indiana. 18:03 to go in the ball game. 55-46 Hoosiers. No changes. Indiana will take time to set it up. Callaway going to shoot from outside from the corner, and it goes. So that's his 12th point of the night. 17:51 to go. Syracuse slows it down. They don't want Coleman shooting from the outside. Over to Douglas. Douglas on the drive. Shows and goes. Steal by Thomas. Indiana has numbers. Pulaski to Thomas with a dunk. 17:29 to go in the game. 59-46 Indiana. Syracuse sets up the play. Coleman outside, no. Over to Trish. He'll drive. Trish on the baseline. Pulaski. Does he foul? No. Rebound Alford. First one for him. And Indiana now has to work it across the front court. Smart brings it up. 38 on the clock. Indiana will take the time to set it up. Alford will shoot from outside. Top of the key. No. Rebound Callaway. Passes it back out. Indiana will set it up again. Under 17 to go. Smart will shoot from the outside. That wasn't the call. Inside to Pulaski. Pardon me. And he hits the jumper. And Cycli gets called with the foul. That's his third. So Pulaski to the line. No changes for anybody. Pulaski, a 60% free throw shooter, hits it. He's got 5 so far tonight. 62-46 Indiana. Syracuse sets it up. Cycli inside. Cycli wants to shoot. He pump fakes. He shoots. It is no good. But Keith Smart with the foul, and that's his 4th. And now he's got to sit for a bit. Cycli hits the first. He's got 13 now. Freeman in the game for Smart. Cycli to shoot the second. He has 13 points so far tonight. Syracuse is going to get back in it. He's got to hit it, and he does. He's got 14. The lead is 14 in Indiana basketball. So Freeman and Alford in the backcourt. Callaway, Thomas, and Pulaski in the front court for Indiana. For the Orangemen, it's Douglas and Monroe in the backcourt. Trish, Coleman in the front court, and Cycli running center. Cycli has 7 boards for Syracuse. Indiana working some clock. Callaway. One more pass to Alford. Going to shoot from outside. Open jumper. No. But Monroe bumps him. That's his first. So Alford will shoot 2 with 16:15 to go. An 89% free throw shooter. Alford hits the first. Second one coming. Hits them both. 15 for Alfred. 64-48 Indiana. Syracuse takes the time to set the play. Monroe will shoot from the outside. And it is deflected by Thomas in the break. Freeman with a rebound. And Indiana passes up the break. They don't want it. They want to run some clock. Syracuse man-to-man. Alfred will bring it up. 15:56 to play in the ball game. Here's a pass. It is out to Daryl Thomas outside. He will take the outside shot. It wasn't supposed to. No good. Rebound is with Triche. And Syracuse will bring it across. Monroe does. 39 on the clock. They will pass it to Cycli. Inside. Cycli wants it. Puts it up off the rim. And Cycli and Freeman fight for it. Freeman has it. Indiana walks it across. Alford does. Sets up the pass. Over to Thomas. Thomas likes what he sees. He's going to shoot from inside. Lays it off the glass. No. Coleman with the rebound. Syracuse walks it across. Douglas. 32 on the clock. Triche will shoot from outside. From the corner, yes, he hits it. Monroe with the assist. 14:48 to go. And Alford has it. Alford will shoot from outside. On the wing. Cycli was out with a block. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Indiana basketball. 14:35 to go. 64-50 Indiana. All right, so you missed a couple free throws from Cycli there. Hit one, but you could not hit the second. So Indiana bringing it up 64-51 because I paused it there for a second. Orangemen are already in the bonus. 14:04 to go in the ballgame. Passes to Callaway. Knight wants the clock run. Thomas, one more pass. 16 to go on the clock. Alford, he'll drive. From the outside, collides with Triche, lays it up, but Cycli fouled him. No, Triche with the foul. Oh, and we have the infamous runtime error. Hold on 1 second. All right, so back to Callaway. 13:57 to go after the error there. It's still 64-51 Indiana. Callaway passes it. They want to run this clock as much as possible. Gets it over to Pulaski, and he turns it over. That's why they wanted to run the ball. Timeout coming. The first one under 16 with 13:52 to go. It's Indiana 64, Syracuse 51. Invalid lineup. What? I don't think the computer is liking this. Triche is inbounding the ball here. Syracuse to Douglas. Douglas will try to shoot from outside. From the 15, it's off the rim. Coleman with the rebound. They'll set it back up. Nope, Coleman's going to try to tip it. Pulaski, however, steals the ball. Indiana will lock it up. Alfred does that. Thomas will shoot from inside, down low, and he's got 16. Freeman with the dish, 13:18 to go. Syracuse is going to have to start up in the tempo here. Douglas over to Cycli. He's fouled by Freeman. He tried the open jumper, but can't get back to Douglas, rather, who shot from the foul line but could not get it to go. So 2 for Syracuse here. Third on Freeman. Douglas misses the first. No changes for anybody. Second one coming. from Douglas is good. So it's 1-2, 66-52 Indiana, 13:04 to play in the contest. And Indiana will pass it. Alford. Shoot from outside. 15. Yes, 17 for Steve tonight. Freeman with the assist. 12:51 to go. Syracuse sets it up. Coleman inside. Posts up. Yes, sir. Has 9. Monroe with the dish. That's his 5th. 68-54 Indiana. Going to have an Alford from the outside. Hits the jumper from outside. Monroe can't cover him. He has 19 tonight in 27 minutes. 16-point lead for the Hoosiers. Syracuse. Douglas will try to go on the drive. Sherm. Swipe by Pulowski. Indiana will walk it across. It's Freeman. Freeman. Now, mandatory 2 passes to try to get the clock down. It'll be Alford. Shoots the jumper, and he's got it from 21. So now Knight wanted the clock to run, and Alford just found he had someone open. So he has 21. 72-54. This is all Indiana. So, inside to Cycli is the call. Monroe down to Cycli. Pulaski with the block and the rebound. That's his 2nd. They get it across. 39 on the clock. 1 pass. Alford. 2 pass. No, Alford's going to shoot it again. Jumper. No. Rebound Cycli. That's his 8th. And Syracuse in transition. 3-on-4. Douglas to Coleman to Monroe for 3. Yes! 72-57 now. Knight just unhappy with his pace. Alford is going to shoot again. They're telling him not to shoot, and he throws it away. And Knight just gives him an earful as we get the timeout with 11:06 to play in regulation time. It's Indiana 72, Syracuse 57. So Joe Hillman will come in for Alford. Alford's just shooting it too much. Yes, he can shoot like crazy. But Indiana just needs to run some clock. So Freeman and Hillman in the backcourt for the Hoosiers. Callaway and Thomas in the front court. And Meyer now in at center. Pulaski had a very good run there. And okay, coming out of the timeout, let's put some bench in for Sam. Why is it showing me Steve Alford there? Let's put some bench in here. Matt Rowe and Stephen Thomas in for Douglas. Matt Rowe and Stephen Thomas in for Sherman Douglas and Greg Monroe. Treesh will stay in for the moment. Harried comes in for Coleman. And Rodney Walker will spot Ronnie Cycli a couple minutes or two. So Syracuse has the ball. They inbound it. They trail 72-57. 11:05 to go. We've not had a jump ball, but the possession arrow does go Syracuse's way. Thompson's going to drive from the wing, off the glass and in. That's his 3rd point. Walker with the dish, 72-59. So 2 passes here for Indiana to run some clock. And again, Callaway in the lane, but he commits an offensive foul. Knight, his face is almost as crimson as his sweater. Treese, the lone starter, in for Syracuse. Rowe will shoot from the outside. And no good. Rebound harried. So Syracuse keeps it. They'll set it up again. It's Rowe with the ball. Rowe will pass it once over to Thompson. Thompson's going to drive inside. Attacks the rim and slams it home. And Meyer with the foul. That's his second. So Syracuse gets the freebie. 9:53 to play. And it's now 72-61. Thompson, a 53% free throw shooter. No. Rebound Meyer. And Indiana walks it across. That's Hillman. In for Alford. 1:19 on the clock. Freeman going to drive from the outside. Harried cuts him off. Short jumper. No. Rebound Harried. And this time Syracuse will walk it across. It's Rowe. Treese on the outside. 15-footer. Yes, sir. 9:07 to go. It's a 9-point game. 1, 2. Thomas inside from 10. No, but harried with the foul. Thomas will shoot 2. That's his third team foul on Syracuse. The clock stops. 8:43 to go. First from Thomas is good. He's got 17 tonight. Hughes in for Treese. Douglas, Monroe, and Coleman come back in. Only Cycli now is on the bench. Second one coming for Thomas. Now we're going to... Indiana's going to make a couple changes here. Isle will come in and play small forward. If Thomas makes it, Sloan will come in to be at the next whistle. Second one for Thomas is good. So he hits them both. 74-63 Indiana. Douglas brings it up the court. Walker with it. Rodney's going to shoot from the inside, and he drains it. Basket Syracuse, 74-65. Indiana will pass it twice. Finally, they do what Knight wants them to do. Hillman will shoot from outside, and he misses, but Coleman gets called for the foul, and that's his fourth. And I think you gotta leave him in at this point. 7:54 to go. Hillman in for 2. First one is in and out. Second one is good. That's his first point of the night. 75-65 Indiana. And we get the under 8 timeout, and that will be... So both teams have 2 timeouts. Alford comes in to play the point. And Brian Sloan will come in and play power forward. Smart and Garrett continue to sit with 4 fouls. 7:54 to go. Syracuse they can't afford to lose Coleman right now, so Harry will come back in. So Harried will inbound it. It'll be Douglas and Monroe in the backcourt for Syracuse. Hughes, Harried, and Walker. Cycli can come in. He'll probably come in at the next whistle. For Indiana, Alford in at the point with Hillman as the other guard. Isle and Sloan the forwards, and Meyer is the center. Remember, Garrett and Keith Smart have 4 fouls apiece, and so does Coleman. Walker with the ball. He's going to try to shoot it from the inside. He lays it up. No, it squirts out. Rebound Hughes. And Syracuse will set it up. Inside to Harried. Douglas to Monroe. Looks for Harried into the post, and it's no good, but Sloan fouls him. That's his first. Harried will shoot a pair. He's only a 42% free throw shooter. Now, Syracuse is in the double bonus. First from Harried. Good. How about that? Second from Harried. No good. Rebound. Isle for Indiana. They'll bring it across the front court. The lead is 9. Alfred will bring it up. 75-66 Indiana. Alfred. 20 on the clock. He'll drive from the wing. He dishes to Meyer. Meyer shoots, but he's fouled by Hughes. So he's going to shoot 2. 5th foul on Syracuse. 6:52 to go. And he goes to the line for his first 2 shots of the day. A 59% shooter, and he misses the first. So a break for Syracuse. Cycli comes back in. I'm sure he is in the rest of the game. For the Orangemen, he's got 15 tonight with 8 boards in addition. Second one from Meyer is good. So it's 1 of 2. 6:52 to go. 76-66. 37 on the clock. Douglas will shoot from outside. Jumper is all good. All net. So 76-68. 31 on the clock. Alfred will shoot from outside. Top of the key. No good. Rebound Isle. And Indiana will run some clock. No, they won't. Alfred floats to the basket, but Douglas ties him up, and Alfred actually travels with it. So again, instead of running clock, they try to get cute with it, and it burns them. 76-68, 5:49 to play in the ballgame. Syracuse ball. 1 pass. It's Douglas. He'll drive from the outside on the perimeter. Drives in. Isle tries to get a hand on it, and he does. And it bounces out of bounds. Orangemen ball. Syracuse ball. 33 seconds to go on the shot clock. No changes. Douglas will pass it once. He'll shoot from the outside. From the top of the key. No inside to Cycli, and Meyer ties him up. So a Syracuse ball on the jump on the possession arrow. That will now flip to Indiana when the clock starts. Shot clock is reset at 39 seconds. 5:25 to play in the ballgame. No changes. Harried, it's knocked out of bounds, but Syracuse has it. So the shot clock is reset to the full 44 seconds. Harried will inbound it. 36 to go. Cycling. Going to shoot from outside. Meyer. No. Rebound. Harried. And he passes it back out. This time Cycli gets involved inside. He's in the lane. He shoots. Yes, he hits it. So under 5 to go. It's a 6-point game. Indiana has led at one point by 16, and now it's 6. 1 pass. Alford will shoot from outside, from the wing, all alone. No, but Sherman Douglas with a foul. So Alford commits the foul. We'll get 2 here. He's got 21. And he goes to the line for two. He hits the first one. He's got 22-9. Foul trouble be damned. Everyone's coming in now. Second one from Alfred. It's good. So he's got 23. Indiana by 8. 4:37 to go. Hold on to your hats. One pass, 37. Douglas. Gonna pass it again. He's been smart with it. Cycling. Inside. He's in the low post. So it's a steal by Steve Alford. No fast break. They'll lock it up. Smart to Alford. Inside to Thomas. Puts up a runner, and he's fouled by Treesh. So 2 on Treesh, and now finally Indiana goes in the bonus. Thomas is 8 for 10 from the line. He has 18 points today. So everyone's in the game. All the starters. 4:03 to go. First to 2 from Thomas. Hits it. Now 9 from 11 on the line this evening. 79-70. The second one is good. Indiana is 29 of 35 from the free throw line. Syracuse 19 of 29. And Indiana is 25 of 44 from the field. Syracuse cycling outside. They're going to want to pass. No, he's going to take the shot from the corner, and he hits it. So with 3:51 to go, it's an 8-point game, 80-72. One pass, Thomas. Gonna shoot from inside, finger roll. No, Derek Coleman is gone. He is fouled out. So Thomas, who was supposed to let the clock run, draws the foul on Derek Coleman, and Derek Coleman's championship is over. 9 points, 6 boards, an assist, and 5 fouls in 21 minutes. So Walker comes in. If Syracuse is going to pull this off, it's going to need to be with Rodney Walker. Thomas for 2. First one is no good. He's 10 for 13. Syracuse kind of catches a break there. Second one coming. Hits it. So he's 11 for 14 tonight. He has 21 points. Syracuse. Well, we get the under 4 timeout. So 2 timeouts aside left. Second half, 3:39 to play in the ball game. Possession arrows in favor of the Hoosiers. They lead by 9. Walker will inbound. Syracuse trails. And the ball is successfully inbounded. One pass. Cycling on the inside from the low post. He lays it up and in. 3:25 to go. Indiana. Smart. One more pass. He does to Alford, who's going to drive. 28 on the clock when it starts. He drives down the middle, lays it up and in. 3:04 to go. It's a 9-point lead. 83-74 Indiana. Monroe will shoot from the outside. He loses it, gets it back, hits the jumper, and he's got it. Douglas with the assist. 2:52 to go. Again, 2 passes here. Alfred actually does the second pass, this time to Thomas. There'll be a third pass, or he's going to shoot it from the outside. Jumper, no. Rebounds, Keith Smart. And it's a 2-pass set. 1, 2. Thomas will shoot from the inside. Double pumps. No. Walker comes down on top of him. Thomas will shoot 2 more. 2:11 to go in the ballgame. 83-76. Indiana. First shot from Thomas is good. He has 22 tonight. He has lived on the line. Second one from Darryl Thomas is good. So he has 23. 2:11 to play. Syracuse trails again by 9, 85-76. And they will pass it once. Cycli will pass it again. And it's out of bounds. I don't know how the hell that happened. Anyway, Monroe will inbound it from the backcourt. So it was tipped out of play. So they'll run the play. It'll be Treesh from the inside. Walker over to Treesh. Drives to the basket, but it goes out of bounds. 1:46 to play. Indiana, 38. They'll let the clock run, but no, Smart outside from 15. He's got it. Again, they want the clock to run. I mean, they're hitting their shots, but with 94 seconds, now Syracuse has got to hustle. And Douglas to Walker. Swings it to Douglas outside to Monroe, who shoots. He hits it with 1:21 to go. Timeout called. All right, let's go into the huddle here. Syracuse has got a foul, and they need quick shots. And they got to press. Full court trap. All right, so Indiana will inbound. Syracuse has got to press. 87-78 Indiana, 1:21 to go. Callaway inbounds it. They'll pass. What the hell? They only took 1 second off the clock. They'll pass it again. Garrett. He'll pass. Garrett's going to shoot inside. Cycli's trying to foul him, and Cycli does foul him. 4 on Ronnie. Garrett to the line with 1:16 to go. A 63% free throw shooter. He hits the first. And he hits them both. That's pretty big. So Syracuse moves to the 2-1-2 zone. Syracuse gets it across the line to Monroe. Looks for Douglas from 18. Drives and it rolls out of bounds. But Syracuse holds onto it with 1:09 left. Treesh outside is the call. Douglas over to Treesh on the baseline. Jumper, no. Rebound, Callaway. Callaway to Alford. 56 seconds left. Carlos to Alford. 2-1-2 zone finally. Callaway passes to Alford outside. Drives. Cycli. Nope. Alford gets it. 54 seconds left, and that's going to do it. Indiana's going to win the national championship. Right now, it's 91-78. Cycli from outside. Treesh to Cycli. Has all day. No. Rebound Garrett. 43 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Smart will bring it up. Clock running. Callaway passes. Indiana is going to let Smart take the last shot. Outside to Callaway in the corner. Passes it on to Smart. Can't foul him. 15. Yes, no. Douglas was called for a foul before the shot. So Smart is fouled with 38 seconds left. And we'll take off. We'll let this game run out. First one from Smart is good. So he has 13 tonight. Steve Alford played 35 minutes, 27 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists, and he is your MVP or MOP of this championship game. Second one from Smart is out. Walker with the rebound. Syracuse will walk it across. Douglas, 33 seconds. Will take the shot to Cycli. Back to Douglas, top the key. Jumper, good. So 28 seconds left. Indiana, just too much for them. Whistle blows away from the ball. Garrett is fouled by Cycli, and Cycli falls out. So Garrett will shoot two. Rogers comes in, last minute of the game. 6 seconds to go. First shot from Garrett is no good. $92.80 the score. Garrett makes the second, and it's $93.80. And there's 1 second left, and Syracuse they won't get a shot off. So the game is over, and Bobby Knight is mobbed, and that's it. 93-80, the final score. So let's take a look at the box score. Steve Alford is your MOP. Well, scoring was better. Syracuse 40-40. Syracuse had 40 in each half, and Indiana was held to 40 in the second. So that's a little more high scoring than you would think. But anyway, Steve Alford, 35 minutes and 51 seconds, had 27 points, 10 of 17 from the field. Daryl Thomas went 13 for 16 from the line. So there's the proof in the pudding that when they got the ball inside, both teams shot well. No one tried a three. No one was even open for a three. So Brower, Katz, and Combe did not play for Syracuse. Miner and Oliphant didn't get on the floor for the champion Indiana Hoosiers. So that's pretty much it. Your final score, Indiana 93, Syracuse 80. Not done yet. There. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. That really was kind of fun to do. I wish it was a closer game in the end. So that's our first special Sunday special as a tribute to Brent Musburger, who probably did a much better job calling that. And now you see why I have a hard time doing basketball. But that was fun. I think we'll do that. The pro game was pretty tight. That, as I said, was a homebrew season. I wish I knew who did. And there's a lot of offense in that game for sure, and I think I played the wrong defense. The computer played the wrong defense for Syracuse, but it doesn't matter because Indiana won, which is a boo. So we thank you very much. I'm not sure what the next special Sunday spectacular will be, but we'll do something again long form. I really enjoyed doing this. Good luck to Brent and whatever he does for the rest of his professional life. He deserves to do whatever. So I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time.